Today's headlines. The total value of houses in the United Kingdom has reached a historic high of £6 trillion. President Donald Trump has retweeted 3 anti-Muslim videos from the far-right group Britain First. Finally, Ofcom have released statistics saying that there are now more minors using social media than ever before. Good afternoon, I'm Amy Taylor with your 3:45 Bulletin. The total value of houses in the United Kingdom has reached a historic high of £6 trillion. That's according to research by Halifax. The rise in value has mostly taken place in the south. In London, house prices have nearly doubled over the last 10 years, but only 3.3% of people under 35 own their own home. People over 55 own nearly 2/3 of private property. Trump has once again sparked outrage on social media. He retweeted videos posted by Britain First Deputy Leader Jada Franson. The 3 videos appear to show violent acts carried out by Muslims, with one depicting a mob throwing men from a roof amidst gunfire. Jeremy Corbyn tweeted in response, saying that he hopes the government will condemn the far-right retweets by the president. A new report by Ofcom has found that half of children in the UK, aged between 11 and 12, have social media accounts. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and Snapchat all have bans on children under the age of 13 using their sites, but it seems the social media giants are turning a blind eye and have been receiving complaints over not protecting children. In Southampton today, the majority of people felt sceptical about children accessing social media.
Southampton is the LGBT community, closely followed by attacks motivated by race and religion. Mariam Imran is a Muslim woman who says her friends who wear the hijab are often victims.
They've actually had people shout stuff like, "What are you carrying under there?" Bombs and stuff. So they've just had people shout quite hateful things, and also told them to obviously go back to their own country and stuff like that.
Councillor Satvia Kar, who has also been a victim, is working on an initiative.
Sorry about that technical issue. National hate crime figures have soared by nearly 33% after this summer's terror attacks. That's according to new statistics from the Home Office. Hate crime is often recorded in areas where there is a mixture of people from different backgrounds, ethnicities and lifestyles. Southampton is no different. Maddie Milton has been talking to those close to the issue.
Abuse shouted by strangers in the street, offensive comments made in the workplace, and vandalism on places of worship. Hate crime takes on many different forms. In Southampton, reports of hate crimes have increased by 33% since 2016. The most commonly targeted group in Southampton is the LGBT community, closely followed by attacks motivated by race and religion. Mariam Imran is a Muslim woman who says her friends who wear the hijab are often victims.
They've actually had people shout stuff like, "What are you carrying under there?" Bombs and stuff. So they've just had people shout quite hateful things, and also told them to obviously go back to their own country and stuff like that.
Councillor Satvia Kar, who has also been a victim, is working on an initiative to help locals know what hate crime is and how to report it.
I definitely have been a victim of hate crime, but in my head have never registered it as a hate crime, so have never reported it. And what we needed to do in order to take action is to encourage people and give them more confidence to report it.
But coming forward about these types of crimes can be difficult. Victims can be uncomfortable going to the police or feel they shouldn't report it out of fear of creating more problems. Southampton now has a variety of third-party reporting centres to help people comfortably expose hate crimes and help victims overcome their experiences. Ian Loynes, Chief Executive for Spectrum, a third-party reporting centre, says a new app launched by Hampshire County Council is a good way to help victims report their suffering as soon as it happens.
So the app is, I think, just a really good way, and in today's smartphone arena, it's one of the better ways. I think you can do it rather than going home, getting on a website, finding a website.
Although hate crime statistics are rising, it's important to remember that the higher numbers you see means more people are coming forward and speaking out. In a community with as much culture and variety as Southampton, hate crime is a problem the city are trying hard to overcome. In the words of Satvir Kaur, not in our city, not in our name. I'm Maddie Milton for Solent News.
2 million tonnes of food is thrown away each year in the UK, according to the food waste agency WRAP. It is said that a third of this can be put down to confusion over food labels, and they plan on improving this to avoid edible food being wasted. Changes to packaging were introduced in 2015, but the government said more changes need to be made. It is backing the initiative and wants retailers to make food labels clearer, so householders can easily see how long their food will stay fresh. The Brexit divorce bill has caused yet more confusion today after some sources claimed the government agreed to pay the European Union £44 billion. Number 10 have denied these reports, explaining that no deal has yet been made. Back in September, Theresa May suggested that Brexit would only cost the UK £20 billion. With me in the studio today to discuss this development is our political correspondent, Maddie Milton. So, Maddie, why do these figures keep changing?
Okay, thanks, Amy. Well, as you said, the figure currently stands at 44 billion, and Theresa May originally said it'd be 20 billion. The reason it's got this high is because the EU have been asking for 65 to 100 billion. And this is essentially a middle ground. Boris Johnson says we need to make a deal soon as a fair offer to offer the stalemate that's been going on for the last few months. So the £44 billion estimation has come as no surprise to economics and political experts. But why do we need to pay it? So before we voted for Brexit, before the campaigns began, we'd made some agreements with the EU that we would pay for things such as building projects, transport agreements, and EU staff pensions. These are still outstanding payments that we haven't yet paid, and the EU are now saying to us, we need this money before we can negotiate further. Why does it need to be made soon? Well, that's because we have three pressing issues that we want to figure out, our government wants to figure out regarding the Brexit bill. They are EU citizens' rights, the Irish border situation, and the post-Brexit trade agreements. And the EU are basically saying, until you give us that money that we've asked for these outstanding payments, we won't negotiate these three important things with you. And that's why they're pushing today, that's why these rumours have started circulating, and that's why the government are under pressure to pay this now. But obviously 50 billion is a compromise, but it's still a lot of money. 44 billion, sorry. It's still a lot of money, and it's more than we were told, as Theresa May was promised 20 billion. So not many people are happy, and in Southampton, the unhappiness wasn't any different to anywhere else.
If I could vote, I would have totally voted against it. But
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I voted against it.
Kind of wish they called another referendum, so I'm sure the result will be different now, because a lot of people who voted for Brexit have probably realised it's hit their pockets too.
You sign a contract, you need to keep to the contract.
But nothing she says is true, is it? She's a Conservative, so...
Kensington Palace have announced that soon-to-be royal Meghan Markle will become a UK citizen before marrying Prince Harry. The citizenship test is a requirement for anyone wanting to live in the UK. It's a digital test with 24 questions covering British values, history, traditions, and everyday life. Last year saw an 18% increase in those applying for citizenship, but a record 58% were refused or withdrew. We spoke with Bevan Sabandon, who took the test 15 years ago, about his experience.
I think it was very easy when I took the test. I believe maybe they have changed questions now. It was just a thing that I studied overnight, and the following morning I undertook the test. You see, some of the questions, general knowledge and a bit of history, which I think basically is common sense.
The new Doc Martens store in Southampton will be hosting a free gig to celebrate its opening. Folk punk singer Sean McGowan and female math pop band The Signals will be playing. The date is yet to be confirmed. That's all for today. You can find all our stories and more online. Head to solentjournalism.co.uk. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.